Hello everybody, welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we are here on my Wednesday night favorites to do the rankings of an album, the songs on that album. And this week we're going to be doing this album, Drama, from Yes. So this album, one of my favorite Yes albums. If you haven't watched, you can watch my ranking I did last week, and I wanted to continue with the Yes theme this week, so I'm doing a ranking of an album. I chose Drama for a few reasons. One, it has a few more songs than some of those other albums, which makes it a little more interesting. Also, this was my first Yes album ever. Yep, my first Yes album. The album itself, I believe, came out early in January of 1980, and I think I got it fairly soon after it came out, as my friend been telling me, the new Yes album is coming out. This is a band you want to listen to and get into. He says, just be aware that there's no John Anderson on here. And I said, who's that? Yeah. So anyways, for me, this entry point probably helped this album a lot, because if I had been listening to Yes for a while, I might have had a problem with there being two different people on here and no Rick Wakeman and John Anderson. But this also happened with me with Genesis, because Peter Gabriel was gone, but I never started on Peter Gabriel. I started on Genesis with Phil Collins, which is kind of funny because I started on Peter Gabriel before I started on Genesis. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. This album came out 1980. At first it wasn't that I disliked it, I just found it a little bit different. It wasn't like anything. It's kind of really, at this point, I had only a limited amount of exposure to progressive rock. The Styx albums, Pieces of Eight and Grand Illusion, a little bit from Breakfast in America, I guess, but I don't even know if that was available at the time, or I even heard that before this. I can't remember. Of course, the Rush albums, Moving Pictures. By then I had Moving Pictures and a little bit from Farewell to Kings, and a little bit of exposure, of course, from Fly By Night. But this is pure progressive. This is really my entry point for progressive rock, and I like this album a lot. It's grown on me. It doesn't burn out. It continues to get better. I do like Trevor Horn's vocals. When you don't have anything to compare it to at the time, it seemed like a really good shot. I find this album is a little bit more spacey than a lot of other Yes albums. A little bit darker, but a lot heavier, though. Like, the guitar work here is among Steve Howe's heaviest, I think, and the bass work is really strong. So the bass and the guitar are very dominant on this album. Not as dominant are the keyboards, although they are frontal here as well. So anyways, ranking the album songs. So coming in, and we'll do this in reverse order like I normally do. Coming in at the bottom would be Man in a White Car. But I like this song a lot. I do like this, or it's just called White Car. I like it because it's long been one of my favorite songs to sing. I just think it's catchy as hell. So it comes in at number 6 here, but just tells you that everything else on this album I love quite a bit. The next one up is Run Through the Light. I love the kind of freaky kind of keyboard, psychedelic kind of keyboard sounds on this particular track. Always like that part. I do like the album cover, by the way, too. It's a little bit more stark than some of the other stuff, but still really good. The next track out of the chute, coming in number 4, is, for me, and just remember, this is just my own particular thing, is Machine Messiah. I always found this song a little bit stark when I first started listening to it. It's grown on me over time. Obviously, the rock community in general really love this track. They think this is the best track on the album. I'm not arguing with them. It's really certainly got a lot of heaviness to it. I do like it a lot, but it just comes in at fourth here. Number 3 is Into the Lens, which was originally the first song that I ever liked by Yes, and was probably the first one I ever listened by them. I grew into this one fairly quickly. I really like that it's different. It's not really, it's got those little choppy parts, and then the guitar really kind of winds its way through. Really such a good track. So number 3. Number 2 is Does It Really Happen? Same kind of feeling here as Into the Lens, but this one's with the bass. The bass is winding here, and really frontal and really strong. When I first heard this song, I thought, wow, that bass player is something else. And then, of course, to make it even greater, I like my favorite song on the album was Tempest Fugit. Really fast-paced, real heavy, some nice keyboards and guitars on here. But really, it's the bass that dominates this song so much. I never heard bass playing like this before. And I still love this song quite a bit. I just think it's such a heavy, such a classic song. That riff from the bass is so iconic. Yeah. So there you have it. Those are my rankings of the songs from Yes's Drama. I was about to say Styx. Anyway, so we'll reiterate them. So Tempest Fugit's number 1. Does It Really Happens, number 2. Into the Lens is number 3. Machine Messiah, number 4. Run Through the Light, Run Through the Light is number 5. And number 6 is White Car, which I always thought it was Man in a White Car, but it's just White Car. So really good album. Well worth your time and effort to give it. If you have any comments about it, put it in the comment section below. Rank these if you want. Tell me which ones you like the best. I'd be interested in hearing if people have the same kind of view of these songs as I do, or is it vastly different? So please hit the like button and hit the subscription button on the side. That would be much appreciated. Next week we'll be back with another favorites. I'm not quite sure where we're going. I'm hoping to get close to the Australian rankings soon. I've been trying to get, what I've done is I've written down all of the albums that Ben gave me to listen to. I'm going to go listen through them all. And I'll eliminate the bands I don't think are going to make it. And then I'll just go and try to listen to a little bit more of the discography from each of the bands to see how they fit in. I'm thinking this has been fun, and I've got a lot of new stuff to listen to as well. So have yourself a good night, and we will see you again soon here on Prog Monster. Take care.